Hi, today's training video is on how to add content to your Google Classroom. I'm going to start out by pointing out a few things to you. Over here on the left side where you see this little box that says no work due soon, once you start making assignments for your students, this is where those things will show up. So you can see what's coming up soon, and your students will also have the very same box on their page. Down here, once you begin making comments and the students are responding, you can delete items, and if you would like those items to show up in your stream, then you can toggle this on and off depending on your preference. Here is the class code. This is the code that you would give your students to join the class, and there is another option for inviting your students if you click over on the Students tab, but that is covered in another video. So what we're going to do is skip the tour and I'll hit the highlights. Notice down here in the lower right hand corner you have a plus sign, and if you click that plus sign you'll see that you have the option to create announcements, create assignments, create questions, and reuse a post. And I'll explain each of these things. So if you want to create an announcement, you will just click Create Announcement. A new box will open up and you can make your announcement. For example, if you wanted to say, remember to study for the test, you could make that simple announcement. Now, if you would like to attach items to go along with the announcement, you can do that as well. You can upload files from your hard drive on your computer. You can upload things that are in your Google Drive, for instance, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Images. You can attach YouTube videos, and you can also attach links to other websites. Now this is pretty neat here. If, for instance, you had several classes and you wanted to make the same announcement to multiple classes, you would just click this drop down arrow, all of your classes would show up, and then you could just put a check mark in each of those boxes. That way you are only having to type that announcement in just one time. So when you are ready to make your announcement, you just click post and it will post for you. So the next thing that I'd like to show you is how to create an assignment. It's pretty simple. It's just like actually making the announcement. So you click create the assignment, and this could be our study guide for vocabulary. And if you have instructions, you would add your instructions, and then if you have a due date in which the students would need to turn this in, you can actually put the due date here. You just click on the little calendar icon, and if you need to scroll over because it has a later date, then you can do that as well. If you would like to have a specific time, you could set that up. If you want it just by midnight, then you would just choose the 11:59 option and click save. Again, you have the option of attaching files, things from your Google Drive, YouTube videos, or links, and you can also make the assignment several times here with your other classes. So then you would just need to assign, or if you are, for instance, on the weekend getting all of your information together for several weeks at a time and you want to go ahead and make your assignments but not post them for the students to see, you can save it as a draft, and then once you save it as a draft, it shows up here at the top of your page. You click on draft, and then when you are ready to make the assignment, then you can assign it. So now it's asking, do I want to assign it? I choose yes. So when the students log in, they will see that they have this assignment, and also they are getting email notifications in their Gmail box. Something else to point out, when you are making assignments for your students and you're putting due dates, because Google Classroom is integrated with the Google Calendar, it does show up on their calendar that they have assignments. So they're seeing in Google Classroom they have assignments, and they are seeing on their calendar they have assignments. The create a question feature is a very nice feature. For instance, if you are reading a novel and you want to ask a question to spark a discussion, you could say, who was the real monster in Frankenstein? Victor or the monster. So now you can have a conversation with your students. Again, if you want a due date, you can choose to have a due date and click save. If you would like to assign anything, if you would like to attach anything, you can attach. If you want to ask the question to multiple classrooms, you can do that, and then you will ask the question. Now, this dialog box pops open and it gives you some options. If you want your students to be able to see and reply to each other's answers, then you leave this box checked, or if you want them to be able to edit their answers, you can check this box or not, depending on your preferences. One of the neat features is that when the students see the question, they can't see anybody else's answer until they give their own answer. And if you don't let them have the option of editing their answers, then they actually have to give a legitimate response before they can see and decide, oh, somebody else had a better answer, and change their responses. So you can have a conversation via Google Classroom via the Ask a Question feature. And then the last one is to reuse a post. So I've chosen that one. All of my classes pop up, and if I would like to reuse a post from another class, then what I could do is just click on the class that I would like to reuse the post from, select that class, and then select the assignment, and I click reuse. Whatever information that I have given for that assignment is going to already be attached for the reusing of the post. So now I'm just clicking the assigning button, and now that has shown up as well. So what I've done for you today is I have shown you how to ask a question, how to reuse a post, how to make an assignment, and also how to give an announcement to your students.